did well. Good to see you didn't fall for that snake's lies. Because that's how the children of Morrigan operate. They'll twist the truth, manipulate whoever they must, all to further their own agenda. You saw through it. Not everyone does. Their shadowy influence can be alluring to some. It's reassuring to know there's still some decency left in Avalon. Perhaps we think alike. Time will tell. Have you ever heard of whispers of shadow governments, of secret orders pulling strings? There's more truth to those than most would care to admit. They don't rule openly, no. They place their people in key positions, courts, military outposts, anywhere decisions are made. Not as commanders, but as the ones whispering in their ears. The trusted right hand, the loyal servant. They scheme, they influence, they guide the hand of power. And so, their own hands remain clean. I was one of those they manipulated, and I paid the highest price. I was the head of the Hoyt family, one of the most respected among the Picts. One day, we took in a girl from another tribe. She seemed innocent, pure-hearted, or so we thought. She twisted my mind, drove me to the brink of madness. My house fell into paranoia. Brother turned against brother. By the time I learned she was a crow, sent to bring ruin to my family, it was too late. That's why I know what they are, and why they must be stopped. No one should suffer, as my people did. I've made it my life's work to root them out, and I will. You've seen what they're capable of. That's why I ask, will you stand with me against the children of Morrigan? Or at the very least, will you stay out of my way? A wise choice. I have a lead on another crow spawn. Take him down, and we'll be one step closer. In the meantime, I'll keep hunting. Their reach is further than we can see, but mark my words, we'll root them out, no matter where they hide. Look for Rolf, a keeper of the South. Paranoid, erratic, always seeing plots where there are none. For once, he might not be wrong. I overheard something. Whispers that his brother once served as a fledgling among the children of Morrigan. That alone would make him a target for recruitment. And knowing them, they wouldn't ask twice. The children don't leave loose ends. If his brother served them, he's on their list, one way or another. And if they've turned him, he's a threat to more than just us. A keeper swayed by the children of Morrigan is a danger for both the Horns of the South and Camelot. He wouldn't just be a traitor, he'd be a foothold for them. A way inside. Looks unassuming, but don't be fooled. And make sure no one sees you taking him out. No need for extra complications. Good hunting.
Well, you're back, but I see that you're alone. Surely a few mere bandits didn't outwit you. What? But you promised to return with him. And the bandits, didn't they want money? And his body? Surely you didn't just leave him there. Oh, gods, that's dreadful. My poor Duncan. Do you think he assumed I wouldn't send anyone for him and attempted to escape on his own? He could be so foolish. Sometimes I felt as though he had absolutely no faith in me. What am I going to do now? Returning to Camelot will be utterly insufferable. Indeed, losing one's husband to bandits in the untamed South does have a certain novel tragedy compared to, say, a hunting accident. Even so, dealing with all those insincere well-wishers who secretly delight in my misfortune is utterly tiresome. I shall miss the simplicity we had here, fleeting as it was. This is a nightmare! Ugh, I should begin packing, and something must be done about this house. Goodness, I don't even know where to begin. Would you like it? I could part with it for 500 gold coins. Does that sound reasonable for a house? Stay? And engage in what precisely? Have you not observed that I lack what one might call practical skills? Aside from my impeccable taste in fashion, that is. I suppose I could open a dressmaking parlor, but where would I even get the materials? Not to mention clientele. I suppose you're right. And when I manage to sell my first masterpiece, the patrons will undoubtedly seek me out. Oh, aren't you astute? I must confess, your perceptiveness surprises me. Really? That would be absolutely marvelous. Well then, I guess I'll think about your offer. Now, would you be so kind as to excuse me? I must begin organizing Duncan's belongings. Indeed. Thank you ever so much.
Oh, how terrible. And he's stuck somewhere, afraid to leave his safe spot, I presume? Poor soul. As far as abysmal living conditions go, I'm starting to think my cave might not be so bad. At least I can leave whenever I please. Not that I would ever want to. Yes, I heard. I just didn't find it immediately relatable. Anyway, the curse. And how does it manifest? Well, if it hasn't succeeded yet, it's either a lousy curse or... Tell me, how does he act? Does he seem incapable of focusing, prone to outbursts, muttering to himself, stubborn as a mule? Well, it isn't a curse at all. It's an ailment of the mind that forces the afflicted to seek meaning where there is none, and then base their life decisions on what they find. In extreme cases, such a person can, for example, starve themselves to death, or kill anyone who looks at them the wrong way. It's not a pleasant condition, but it's treatable. You need to take a Grindelows tooth, powder it, mix it with sage, and pour the disgusting result into some alcohol. Give it to him and say, I don't know, something along the lines of, with the power of nature, I've released you from the power of the evil eye. Nature closes the eyelid of the eye to reverse the flow of negative energy from... something like that, blah, 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 blah. Well, it doesn't really matter. Just throw in the name of the poor sod at the end and you should be magically cured. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. Since the curse isn't real, the ritual to break it also isn't real. It's all purely symbolic. But it works better if the one who performs it believes in the power of the spell. If you do it poorly, the knight might sense your insincerity and his reaction could be unpredictable. Oh, did you do it yet? And you followed the instructions? Didn't omit a thing? Yes. Well, I suppose it's not for everyone. Some people lack the necessary sophistication to be able to embrace it fully. It was a prank. Did it need to have a point? What's wrong with a harmless bit of fun? A druid's not allowed to have a sense of humour. Dear God, you sound like my mother. Are you going to tell me to go kneel on buckwheat grains or think about my behaviour? And you're being awfully tedious. That's impossible. There wasn't even any spell work involved. It should have been perfectly harmless. God's damned southern druids. I dread to think what they were doing in that place. Don't worry, it's probably nothing a good cleansing can't fix. That seems like your problem. If I help you, what's in it for me? I guess I could, but what's in it for me? Now you're talking. Right. If you don't mind, I'll take my payment up front. Splendid. Meet me at the Cromlech. I will need your assistance with the ritual.
This take. An invitation. The Queen. Her word. The highest law. I am a servant. You here. She is there. You will take the path. You will hurry. Every queen needs a consort. Consort, you. Brock Miala. Home. Life. Life needs a home. We want to live. Brock. Consort. Traitor. Brock refused. The Queen's heart is broken. The Queen will love. We will all love.
My knight, protector, you are here. I have waited so long for you. This is my home. I need someone to bridge the gap between my home and the world. Someone to care for us. Our protector. There is one who betrayed me. Brock. Once he was my consort. My chosen. My protector. He was mine. I entrusted him with the hive. With me. And he fled. Left me. Abandoned his queen. Such betrayal is unforgivable. It weakens us. Weakens me. Find him and silence his song. Do this, and I shall reward you. The hive shall reward you. Now go, end this discord. I have expressed my will, protector. You must fulfill it, or perish. We shall see about that.
My name is Brock, from Brock Miala. My name is Brock, from Brock Miala. My name is Brock, from Brock Miala. Oh, it's you. No, no. What have I done? I knew I should have never spoken to you. I suspected it would draw her gaze upon you. I beg you, forgive me. All is wrong. All is swelling. You hear it too, don't you? You hear the clamour? The ceaseless buzzing! Buzz! Buzz! Her entourage's stingers are long and sharp. You must resist her influence for as long as you can. That is all that can be done. Just as I thought, the buzzing has ceased. For the first time in years, I hear nothing. It's quiet. Such peace. I'd hoped to see you again. This is a great day. I thank you, Liberator of Brock Miala. I thank you deeply. I kept something for such an occasion. Please, you should take it. A well-earned reward. Well,
I suppose I'll continue my travels, offering my services wherever they're needed. There is much foul magic in this world, and the weirdness takes many forms. I hope I shall cross paths with somebody I can help. In the meantime, be well, my friend.
Earth beneath me, sustaining all life. Air around me, inspiring all life. Fire above me, infusing all life. Water within me, soothing all life. Bring deep peace to this sacred...
You have no right to be here. Do you really think you can cleanse the great Cromlech with your filthy soul? Pathetic.
Who do you think you are? My soul will do just fine, arrogant wretch.
You'd know a thing or two about arrogance, wouldn't you, Dressed? I see you haven't changed one bit.
Knowing my name doesn't give you any right to claim familiarity with me.
Oh, I know more than just your name. After all, you once called me your little sprout. I was only a child when you left, but I remember you well. I remember the pain and sadness you caused. I even tried writing to you, begging you to come back, hoping it would make everything better. How stupid I was.
Iona? Is it really you? By the gods, what have you done to yourself?
Me? What have I done to myself? No, this is all your fault. And you shouldn't put any faith in this one, unless you want to be stabbed in the back. It's just what he does. He ruins things. My life, my mother's life, for whom we're all just a means to an end. How on earth did you, of all people, escape the Child Conclave? Why did it have to be you, you worthless traitor?
No matter what you think of me, I will not apologize for surviving.
You bloody well should. He killed my mother. He used her, stole her knowledge, and then made her into a showpiece for him and his druid friends to gossip about. And as if that weren't enough, he brought the Red Priests to our home.
That's nonsense. I would never.
Nonsense? And how do you think they found us? The druids wanted nothing to do with my mother until you came along. She was a Bandrui, one of the few women in history who completed the druidic rite of passage. But instead of being celebrated, she was vilified. The other druids detested her for merely existing. She led a very lonely life, until Drast came along. He was the first one to approach her as a fellow druid, curious about her achievements. Except that was also a damn lie.
It wasn't. I swear it wasn't. I just wanted to meet her.
Shut up! Stop lying! What difference does it make? My mother was special, and he was a nobody. The bastard pretended to love her, and then just left, discarded us both like we meant nothing. Mother was heartbroken, even more so when she found out that her beloved made a name for himself at her expense. When the Red Priests came, she didn't even put up a fight. I wanted to be like my mother, to stop feeling so helpless. But I failed the ritual. I was too angry, too desperate, and too focused on getting revenge on my so-called stepfather. It quickly overwhelmed me. I ended up like this.
Foolish girl. Your mother was exceptional. Just because you're her daughter doesn't mean you could succeed.
If only you were there so I could ask you. But you weren't, because you left us. Sadly, it does. But there's a different way to do it. I managed to salvage some of my mother's work about the rite of passage. She believed that a failed ritual could be completed with a human sacrifice. A life for a life.
Don't do this, Iona. It will ruin you. Please, you can't let her. There must be something else that can be done.
Oh, you care now. Pathetic! You can stop pretending, Dressed. We both know it's not me you're worried about. The only person I want to take revenge on is standing right here. Once he's gone, I'll be satisfied. Fine, then I'll do it myself. I need these stones drenched with blood. His or yours, it makes no difference. I will be free again.
Despite everything Iona told you, you still stood by me. Why? Most of it, yes. I am not proud of what I've done, but I never thought the consequences would be so dire. Sorsha, Iona's mother, was a marvel. A true rarity in our lifetime. Female druids are a fascinating subject, yet in most druidic circles, they were treated like nature's mistakes instead of our rightful sisters. I wanted to be different. I wanted to approach her like an equal, and maybe understand how she'd managed to become one of us. Sorsha was happy to finally meet a fellow druid who didn't look at her with disgust. She had accumulated a vast amount of knowledge, and she shared it with me. Delighted to have someone to discuss things with. We grew close, became lovers. I even tried to be something of a father figure for Iona, although I always felt like she never fully trusted me. Clever girl, my little sprout. Because I realised I was growing complacent. A family, a house, a wee garden. That wasn't what I was meant for. I was supposed to be pursuing knowledge and proving to everyone how wrong they were about everything. But I couldn't face Sorsha and admit to it all. So I just left. As for what happened afterwards, I just wanted to share my discoveries with the others. But somehow it made Sorsha even less of a person in their eyes. No, I didn't. After the Charred Conclave, the world became a terrifying place. All I cared about was my own survival. I didn't even spare a thought for Sorsha and Iona. I don't want to talk about it anymore, please. A dryad. A phenomenon that occurs when a female candidate doesn't complete the rite of passage. As you saw, they are extremely powerful. Yet, they are cursed to remain more or less tied to the site of the ritual. I can't help but wonder if the solution Iona discovered would have worked as she claimed. It was not ideal, obviously, but it would still have been a breakthrough. But did it have to end like this? I'm sorry, but if you don't mind, I'd like to be left alone now.
Oh, please. Tell me quickly. I can already feel myself getting weaker. I don't have much life left in me. Thank you. I knew I could count on you. I'm feeling better already. Thank you, oh greatest of heroes. Please, accept this as a token of my eternal gratitude. I don't know. Isn't it wonderful? I'm not afraid of anything anymore. The curse is gone, and there's a whole wide world out there. Maybe I'll go to Timberwall and become a mercenary. Or Farshire to serve the beautiful Queen Kincaid. Or, I know, I'll go back to Camelot and kill that Scarlet son of a bitch. Wish me luck, my friend. With your blessing, I'll take revenge on my foe. Oh, and I won't be needing this anymore. Take it, friend, and good luck for your journey.
Dewey. Funny, I was just thinking how people keep showing up uninvited, watching, asking questions. Or maybe that's just a coincidence, right? What, are you here to diagnose me now? Maybe I just don't like people sneaking up on me. I know I'm always being watched. I know there are forces in Avalon, unseen, waiting for the right moment. The fools don't see it. But I always have. And now, they're closer than you think. Wait, what? Who told you that? Even if they did approach me, it's none of your business. I can take care of myself, thank you very much. Maybe I have noticed things, fine. But slip no word of this to the others. Yes, you're right. The children of Morrigan did approach me. And that got me thinking. I've always known we weren't the ones pulling the strings. I used to fear that. People called me paranoid. But now, knowing they exist. The jokes and the doubters. I was right all along. We are ruled from the shadows. So the only logical thing to do is join them. And since I just confided in you, you do realize I can't just let you leave, right?
Oi, friend! What does a blacksmith say when someone compliments the armor he made? Thank you. It's my strong suit. So, how can I help you? Ah, that thing. Listen, my hands, they aren't made for delicate work. Elaine asked me very nicely, so I really wanted to help, but to be honest with you, I've neither the tools nor the skill for it, my friend. It's a task that requires precision. If I started tinkering with the necklace, I'd probably just break it even more. For a delicate thing like this, you don't want someone who hammers iron all day. You need someone who really knows how to work with gold. But where you could find someone like that around here? I couldn't tell you if you killed me. There are a couple of new faces in the village, so I guess you could ask around, but I doubt anything will come of it. Safe travels, my friend. Take the necklace and tell Elaine that I'm sorry I couldn't help. But if she ever needs to fix an axe or some plate armor, then, you know what? Never mind. Don't tell her that. Well now, that's not half bad. Not half bad at all. Solid work, and you didn't skimp on the details. You've nailed the basics. So how about we try something a bit fancier, huh?
There goes another chance to join the guild. I really thought that scroll would be my way in. Instead, it just caused a mess I couldn't even clean up myself. Anyway, what happened back there? The Alchemists Guild, of course. Though it's more of a secret society than an actual guild, and I probably shouldn't be telling you this. But who cares? Taranis is probably right. I'm just not cut out for it. They'll never recruit me, so why bother trying? Apparently I don't challenge myself enough. And maybe they're not wrong. The thing is, the keep isn't always like this. We're not trapped inside these walls all the time. Yes, you have to sacrifice things like having a family. But the other limitations, we create those ourselves. Just look at Marg, our hunter. Even now he comes and goes as he pleases. What I'm trying to say is that maybe I should accept the truth. I prefer staying inside these walls. I wish I could be more, but I also need to feel safe. Now that's... all right, fine. That's not entirely unfounded, but still, it's a bit rude. I've been in contact with the guild since my time in Camelot. They promised me that if someone ever came to the south, they'd reach out. Taranis showed up with the Dalriata, and I managed to meet him just before the captain ordered the lockdown. Let's just say he wasn't exactly impressed with anything I had to show. No, of course not. Well, technically, look, it's not that simple. The guild operates beyond the petty divisions on Avalon. It doesn't matter if you're Dalriata or Camelotian. They, are united by one goal, the understanding and betterment of life itself. That's kind of you to say, but honestly, he was right. I do love experimenting with potions, but everything I make is so mundane. Useful, sure, but it lacks that certain spark. With the rest of the Dalriata, I'm not sure. He did mention coming here to hunt some creature, but I was too busy wallowing in self-pity to listen properly. Oh, now that's just fantastic. Another discovery slipped right through my fingers. I guess I'm doomed to stay here, curing hangovers for the rest of my days. Maybe I'll finally be able to unwind a little. And there's still the mistletoe. I think it has a meaning, and I might be getting closer to grasping it. The Alchemists Guild, of course. Though it's more of a secret society than an actual guild, and I probably shouldn't be telling you this. But who cares? Taranis is probably right. I'm just not cut out for it. They'll never recruit me, so why bother trying?
Where did you get this from? This ring belonged to my father. When Camelot declared a mobilization due to the raids from the Dalriada, my father was already elderly. My family always answered the call, but I was still too young. So he was the one who went. He never came back. But even if he were alive, he'd be over 80 years old by now. And why wouldn't he come home? I don't know what you've done. I'm not sure I even believe you. But this is certainly my family's ring, which was lost along with my father. I'm not going to ask what madness drove you into the weirdness, or what my father was doing there. I don't want to know. Real or not, you helped him, even though you didn't have to. Like you didn't have to give me this ring, and it is undoubtedly the real thing. Thank you anyway. It's the only reminder of my family. Impoverished or not, my family remain loyal to Camelot. This ring is proof of that. You've done your part in proving your worth. All right, you deserve the truth. You won't find the captain at the Horns of the South. He ordered us to lock down the keep, and then he disappeared. I have my suspicions about where he might be, but I can't say for sure. And frankly, I hope I'm wrong. Brandon once said he wasn't afraid to go to the Dalriada, and the way he said it, I couldn't tell if he was joking. So maybe he went to make a deal with them? I think that's ridiculous. Everyone knows the Dalriada are savages. Diplomacy is not their strong suit. But if it's true, if the captain did go to broker peace with the Dalriada, you'd most likely find him at the All-Mother's Temple, where One Eye and his thugs are holed up. I can't say. I don't even know if my suspicions are correct. But if you need to find the captain, that's where I'd start looking. And if you do find the captain, tell him to return to the Horns of the South as soon as possible. Galahad the Pure is already on his way, and he won't be pleased to find a bunch of keepers hiding behind the walls without their commander. We'll all face consequences if that happens.
Ah, that's you. Do you need something? Cool. Oh, the biting refugee! Yes, I've heard. I'm so glad that whole mess is finally over. It's a huge weight off my shoulders, I'm not gonna lie. I know Fergus probably already rewarded you, but here, take something extra. Just from me. And maybe now we'll actually get some peace and quiet around here.
Patrice is a brave girl. She won't have it easy all alone out there, but I have a feeling she'll do just fine.
Oh, hello there. Aren't you a beauty? Let's see. I just need to add a link here, bend the other one slightly, and then remove the patina from the whole thing. Sure, no problem. I'd love to take care of this. May I? Are you trying to offend me? Who do you think I am? It'll be in the best possible hands. It's done. Took me a while, but I polished it like it was King Arthur's chamber pot. So I think you should be satisfied. Thank you. I'm so happy I could finally do what I love.
Oh, you're back, child. Did Osbrit manage to repair my necklace? I don't know any Ellis, child, but let me have a look. We'll see how diligent he is, Oh, marvelous. By the All-Mother, if I didn't know my necklace so well, I couldn't even tell it was ever broken. Masterful work. How much did he want for the repair? He didn't want any payment for such marvelous work? Oh, that child has a gift. And by the All-Mother, it should not be wasted. Oh, as usual, if I don't take care of this, nobody will. I'll write a letter of recommendation to the quartermaster to make Alice the blacksmith's apprentice. The boy can follow his passion, and I'm sure Osbrit could use some help. Here, take this to Quartermaster Firgas. He's a reasonable man. I don't see why he shouldn't agree. Oh, and here's the payment I promised for your trouble.
Pass it to me, please. Yes, that can be arranged. Osbrit has been complaining about having too much work for a while now. If the boy's as good as Elaine claims he is, he'll do just fine.
You serious? That calls for a celebration. Thank you so much. I mean, I guess I owe it to you, right? I know I did fine work on that necklace, but I didn't think it'd land me a job. I hope the keepers are prepared. Soon their swords and armor are gonna have some awesome decorations.
Let me see. Not entirely dreadful. The fabric is almost decent, although the cut is terribly outdated. Whoever wore this must have been near destitute, or just stole it off someone else's corpse, I suppose. Regardless, it presents a fascinating challenge. Thank you for this. Here, a token for your troubles. Oh, you. That's terribly kind of you, truly, but I simply cannot accept it. You are, after all, most likely risking your life to get these for me. Or, well, if not your life, then at least your health and personal hygiene, I suppose. So, regardless of your feelings on the matter, I insist on compensating you adequately. But still, thank you.
Then it's done. I'd say we made the right choice getting rid of him. If he was innocent, the world lost a paranoid fool. If he wasn't, then you severed one of the children's threads before they could weave it into something worse. Right call or not, it was a necessary one. Not that I know of, but I wouldn't be surprised if one day we hear of another. Crows are like weird beasts. Cut off one head, and 3 more take its place. You've got a taste for it now, haven't you? I applaud your enthusiasm. As it happens, I've gathered some intel on a wannabe crow not far from here. A certain band of outlaws has an ambitious leader. The children of Morrigan are watching him, waiting for the right moment to make him a fledgling. If he rises, he'll be their weapon. So, we take him out before he earns his place. But this time, you won't be facing one man. You'll be facing all of them. There's an old Camelosian watchtower, abandoned long ago. They've made it their den. I'll mark it on your map. Take them out before their leader earns his place. Once he's a fledgling, it'll be too late.
We need to make a plan. Camelot will soon figure out something's not right.
Don't fret. To the Dolriada, Honor matters more than life itself. We gave you our word.
But do you realize taking this temple was a terrible idea, right? It's just gonna speed up Camelot's intervention.
Taking the temple was inevitable.
Why? What do you mean? Are you trying to provoke Camelot into invading? Or do you just not like the All-Mother?
We believe in the same goddess, but we call her Mirror.
That doesn't answer my question. What do you want? You don't look like you're from the tribes. How did you even get in here?
Whoever he is, I cannot say he lacks courage. We don't usually take visitors, so he must have found a way to get here. Well, that seems to be a matter for the Horns of the South. I do not need to be involved. I trust you to know what should be shared and what's best kept to yourself.
I don't know what kind of madness brought you here, flashing that pin, but my friend's right. You've got courage. So tell me, who are you and what do you need from me? Conspiring? Don't be absurd. That's such a poor word for something so beneficial. I don't see, however, why I need to explain myself to a stranger. And not a very sharp one at that. If you're wondering why the commander of the largest garrison in the south would want to make a deal with the most powerful military force since the Age of Legends. Ha! Good luck with that. Only King Arthur can wield Excalibur. Every fool on Avalon knows that. Ah, Caradoc. Well, that changes things. I had a feeling that pin you're waving round were his. Fine. Yes, every new captain gets a set of secrets passed down from his predecessor. And yes, one of those secrets is how to touch Excalibur and survive. But nothing in life is free. You know that. Do something for me, and I might consider sharing our greatest secret with you. Galahad the Pure is breathing down my neck, and I hate it when somebody's breathing down my neck. Even worse, One Eye's men says he's already set up camp at our old stronghold in the west. In theory, the Horns of the South should be on an equal footing with the Round Table, but that's just theory. In reality, they treat us like we're beneath them. They demand we supply them with food and protect the South, and all we get in return are threats that Galahad will be sent to put us in our place. I met him once. He's no knight. He's a butcher. Bloody windfucker will fly from Camelot to the Horns just to hang half of the garrison for whatever he himself will perceive as disobedience or treason. And, I can assure you, there won't be any investigating when he arrives. Oh, he's got a lot on his conscience. He leaves a trail of fire and ruins everywhere he goes. He keeps preaching that fire purifies all. Galahad doesn't bother with politics, because he doesn't have to. But from what I've heard, even Camelot's getting tired of him. Sometimes, you've got to talk to people. No need to chase after them with a bloody torch. You'll see soon enough how fanatical he is. Galahad's the last thing the Horns of the South need right now. Don't tell me you're that naive. Do you know how he earned the title, The Pure? It's because he somehow got it into his thick skull that evil is everywhere, and the best way to deal with it is to burn it all away. So, he goes round setting everything on fire. I mean, yeah, sure, it's pure after that, because there's nothing left. Well, except for the charred corpses, but nobody in Camelot seems to care about those. My arse is purer than this guy, even after I take a huge dump. Galahad needs to die, obviously. That'll solve most of our problems. We'll just say he had an, unfortunate accident. I don't know, fell on a pitchfork or something, and sweep it under the rug, yeah? But then we can continue our talks with the tribes, and by the time anyone from Camelot decides to act, it'll be too late. Well, what's wrong with that? It's him or us. If we let him snoop around here any longer, he's going to uncover our plan to protect the South. And if that happens, trust me, you'll be going down with me. I don't see any way out of this that doesn't end in open war between Camelot and the tribes. Not to mention, half of my men will probably end up burned at the stake for treason or some other drummed-up charges. And I can't openly risk a coup. That would only make matters even more complicated. So, as you can see, you're the only one who can do this. The choice is yours. In theory, the Horns of the South should be on an equal footing with the Round Table. But that's just theory. In reality, they've been trying to suppress us. And the fact they're funding most of our operations, like building the new lighthouse, for instance, doesn't exactly help things. Yeah, it's that simple. Just flash that pin to his guards. They'll let you in without a problem. And now, excuse me, I have things to do before the matter is settled.
You must really like it here, huh? It's strange. I've spent most of my life barely seeing anybody who was an evoker, let alone anybody outside Del Rida. And I definitely haven't met many people willing to come up and chatter endlessly at me. Aye, you've proven that for sure. Why? My tribe is lost. They've been stumbling around in the dark for years. I tried to push them, to remind them of our pride, to make something out of them again. But when even my own sister turned her back on me, I gave up. One Eye's campaign felt like a gift for mother. First one since I was born. Aye, an older one. I thought she'd help me bring the Voker back to what we used to be. But she turned out just like the rest of them. She only cared about her books, no the tribe. We fought about it so much, until I finally told her to leave. And she just did. Never even looked back. My tribe believes Mother has abandoned us, that we deserve it. Maybe they're right. But I don't think the answer is just to give up and wait for death. We need to prove that we're worthy of being her children again. And I believe the best way to do that is by breaking Camelot's grip on Avalon. Because he has a goal that's worth fighting for. And he plans to achieve it. After living in a tribe with no direction, no ambition. It's refreshing. I'm not here to seek an honourable death. I want a better life, one with real meaning. Otherwise, I'll be no better than the rest of my kin. Stay out of trouble.
There's nothing for you here, Wanderer. The doors are closed. And if I couldn't open them, you won't either. Tyrannus of the Thoid tribe, Dalriata. And you? Likewise. Great minds think alike, and apparently they're drawn to the same places. If you're set on going further, you'll need every bit of life force you have. A curse for killing a member of the Thoid tribe could take half of it. I thought that since you're here, you'd know what lies behind these stone doors. Many have tried. I thought I was worthy, but I keep failing. I've been camped here for 3 moons. There's no life for me outside this cave. If I can't get through, this is where my story ends. This is my destiny, one I chose for myself. I'll either get through or die trying. But my strength is fading. This isn't how I wanted it to end. It is death and magic. It draws its power from the ancient mist, of those who went hunting for it, only a scant few ever return to their tribes. Look for the mist, and in the mist for antlers and an evil eye. They say its feet don't touch the ground, though those are the words of the madman who somehow survived an encounter with it. We call them the Mist Bearers. Everyone from Thoid wants to face one of those wraiths, and I'd love to get my hands on one of their corpses. Those are priceless and can be used for strong magic. If you manage to slay the Mist Bearer, I'll pay you in gold for everything you bring back. At least I'll get something out of this pointless mission. Then maybe I'll invite you to further collaboration. Return alive and you'll find out. Good luck, Wanderer. May fate be kinder to you than it has been to me. You did it. Impressed. I wish I'd been the one to face the Mistbearer, but I bow to the one who managed to slay it. Excellent. And here's your reward. Yes, I did. With your courage, you've proven yourself a worthy candidate for the ranks of the Alchemists Guild. And to be honest, it's been a long time since I've felt this confident about a new guild member. So, if you're interested, I might have a few assignments for you. What do you say? We seek the spark of life, the primal force that makes existence possible. We believe it holds the key to surviving the inevitable horrors that have already begun. There aren't many of us left, and our ranks remain hidden. You'll meet the others as you advance through the levels of initiation. Sometimes, though, we fall victim to our own secrecy. Some members delve too deeply into their research, or wander into dangerous places, and that often leads to trouble. The weirdness, of course. We know it's the source of all creation in Avalon, but not everyone can handle it. People fear the weirdness, so the weirdness creates nightmares. When we reach the primal source, the spark of life, we hope to tame it enough that it's no longer a threat. I only hope the other members haven't forgotten that this is our mission. Sometimes there are misunderstandings about our leaders' orders, and that can end badly. Experiments that spiral out of control, or a misinterpretation of the meaning of life itself. Sometimes it's both. You'll understand in time. But first, I'd like you to do some reconnaissance for me. Consider it a warm-up. So, what's your choice? The Guild never stopped operating. At one point, we chose to work from the shadows, but we never ceased to exist. It wasn't the first time in Avalon's history that a group of ignorant fools, manipulated by politicians, needed a scapegoat. The Druids were the first target, and the plan was for the Alchemists Guild to be next. We preferred to disappear on our own terms, but we still care about the fate of Avalon and its people. Our guild was indeed formed in Camelot, but we fled from there long ago. The Thoid tribe is the only one that doesn't fear magic. The guild saw my potential and invited me into its ranks. What does it matter what he thinks? He has his mission, the tribes have theirs, and I have mine. History is unfolding elsewhere, and the guild intends to secure a place in the front row. It doesn't matter who rules the south. The fate of all Avalon is at stake. If people wish to kill each other in the meantime, the guild won't stand in their way. We have a valuable member, a researcher of the weirdness named Eckhart from Connacht. A very wise man. I have my own mission to complete, so finding out why he hasn't contacted us falls to you. I'll mark his workshop on your map. If something unfortunate has happened to him, at the very least, recover his research. Let's meet at the statue of the Morning Harpist in Connacht. Truly? Well done. In that case, we'll meet later at the statue of the Harpist near Connacht. Until next time, brave one.
Another blade snapped before it could be sharpened. Very good. The children of Morrigan lost a pawn today, and with him, a dozen more who would have spilled blood in their name. You've done Avalon a great service. Don't joke about this. It's not mindless killing. It's a cause. I lost everything I held dear to the children of Morrigan. No amount of blood spilled will heal those wounds. I know that. But justice for my family must be served. So, yes, I'm committed. Just as you are. Never doubt that. Quanart, there's a prison guard there named Flaun. He wears the colors of the city guard. Keeps his head down, does his job. Harmless, right? That's what they want you to think. It's not uncommon for a crow to hide in plain sight, disguised as an ordinary man. A quiet hand, pulling strings when no one's looking. I need you to find out if he's one of them. If he is, we do what must be done. No, he won't. But the children of Morrigan have their ways. Quiet words, hidden signs. Listen carefully. They have a saying. May Morrigan's wings shield you from enemy eyes. It's not something outsiders would know. Say it to him. If he's one of them, you'll see it in his face before he even speaks. And then, well, you'll know what to do. Just as it should be. One cut, one kill. That's all it should take. Go to Connaught. Find Flaun. Test him. If he answers in kind, you know what to do. Don't hesitate. If he's a crow, he's already watching. Already waiting. Beat him to it. After it's done, meet me in the abandoned village on the plains near Connaught. We'll go from there.
Yes? What about him? Well, to be perfectly honest, I believe I do. I never anticipated that I would, but his absence does indeed bother me sometimes. You know, I always thought we lived rather separate lives, yet now I sense a certain emptiness around me at times. I find it quite unnerving, I must say. Gods, no. At least, I don't believe so. He was a respectable husband, certainly, but, well, love and marriage are two distinctly separate matters, and only one holds value for a woman in my position. Whatever for? I recall a cousin of mine, utterly smitten with a stable hand. Yes, it's just as cliché as it sounds. She attempted to elope with him, the naive fool. They were apprehended almost immediately. He met a tragic end, and she lost all prospects of a respectable union. So, you see, love has always seemed a dreadful hassle to me. Splendid! This piece is indeed intriguing, although I must confess I was secretly hoping for something with a bit more flair. All my current designs feel tragically mundane, and I've nothing in the house I could use to adorn them. Well, I do have some pieces that are quite outdated, but they aren't really what I have in mind. Gold and gems are such obvious choices. I aspire for my designs to captivate, to stand out with more than mere opulence. Well, given that we're in the South, it may sound somewhat trite, but I have developed quite a fondness for marine-inspired motifs. I could start with some seashells, perhaps. Not too many, perhaps 12 or so. I'm not certain yet. I'll need to give it more thought. Surprisingly, no. I thought I would miss the parties, the bustling social scene, my family, but I don't, not really. Camelot was always so stifling. I hardly had a moment to myself. I feared the quiet and isolation here might unnerve me, yet it's been quite the contrary. Moreover, I found our conversations, albeit brief, to be far more sincere than years of superficial chatter with my so-called friends. Oh, trust me, I find plenty of excitement here. The creative kind, of course, since, well, truth be told, I hardly ever leave the house. It's starting to feel rather stifling, but I haven't yet mustered the courage to go outside and explore. Ah, the seashells. Thank you. You know, this might be the most humble gift I've ever received, but it could also be the most precious. Truthfully, I was somewhat skeptical of whether you were actually listening to my ramblings. Well, now, thank you for this glowing praise. I shall cling to it till my final breath. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an extremely important project to finish. Do come back later, will you?
Stop right there! Who are you? And what do you want here? Very funny. You're lucky I have to answer. We're the personal guard of Sir Galahad the Pure, a knight of the Round Table. But you won't be meeting him until you tell us why you're here. You could also leave in peace. That's what I'd recommend. It's true that this pin obliges me to take you to the knight. But did you actually earn it? Or did you just pluck it from a corpse? Well, that's for Galahad to decide. Go. But bear in mind that Galahad is not a patient man. I only hope your cause is worth his time. Otherwise, we'll be carrying you out in a sack. The door is open. You'll find Galahad inside. Try not to make him angry.
I can hear you. Who goes there? It's shiny, sure, but you clearly have no idea what you're doing. Waving a round table pin in front of a knight of the Round Table? Not the smartest move. Normally, I'd throw you out for your arrogance and stupidity. But you're lucky. I've got a soft spot for boldness. And that pin has me curious. Where'd you get it? And you just guessed that this particular pin would open all the Camelotian doors for you? Oh, that is rich. You might be an assassin or a spy, but until I've got proof, your head stays where it is. For now. Just know that I'll be watching you closely. All right. So what do you want then? The one on the left was questioning my orders. For some reason, he thought his opinions were more important than obedience in the middle of a war. They aren't. The one on the right decided Camelot wasn't paying enough, so he thought that was a good enough excuse to help himself to his comrades' pockets. It wasn't. Ask them. We're going to fight the Dalrita. We're driving that rabble out of the All-Mother's temple, and when we head home, we'll put their heads on pikes at the gates of the Forlorn Swords. That way the rest of those barbarians will know Camelot is still watching over them, even if we have to protect them from themselves. Oh, so you don't know? One Eye's a traitor. He's fooled the younger tribesmen with grand promises of uniting the tribes and marching north. But the Council of Elders is still loyal to us. They want no part in a war. He's just a bandit, abandoned by his own people. When his village fell, no one came to help, and One Eye, like the rat he is, ran. I'm just here to finish what I started. And when the Elders see us take down One Eye, we won't need to worry about those savages for another 600 years. The war's already here. It's been going on for a while. We're fighting each other in the west, and people are whispering about rebellion in the north. The last thing we need is united tribes. At the beginning, yes. But they're primitive. They don't respect order, and they never will. Arthur gave them the Forlorn Swords, a rich land where they could govern themselves. They were supposed to watch the giants deliver iron and chase after their cousins through the tunnels, or whatever it is that tickles their fancy. But no, that wasn't enough for them. I've always thought Avalon would be better without them. Arthur probably gathered them all in one place, hoping they'd kill each other. But that didn't work, so we'll have to do this the hard way. That's exactly why we need Camelot and the Horns of the South to be strong and united. You do know that the lighthouse of the Horns of the South works like a giant menhir, right? It's why we've ordered them to build another one to strengthen its power. As for how the Dalrita feel about the weirdness, I don't care. I'm here to protect our people, and those tribes are in the way. I know what people say about me. They think I'm a madman who burns everything, a butcher who hangs the innocent. I've heard it all. But I believe that only decisive action gets results. There's no room for mercy when it comes to insubordination, deserters, or heretics. It's the only way to prevent the fall of Avalon. That was the plan. It's my job to keep those lazy fish-eaters in check. Camelotian gold flows to them, and I need to make sure they're doing something with it. But the Dalrita showing up. That made things more interesting. Their presence will bring down the South, and I don't let things fall apart on my watch. Marvelous.
Not much. I never encountered one myself, but I heard stories about them. Mist bearers, like most creatures on this island, emerged from the weirdness. They were always drawn to magic. The druids believed they fed on it in some way. Merlin forbade his apprentices from hunting them. Druids were too valuable to our war effort to be distracted by such pursuits, and they were meant to carry on Merlin's legacy should he fall. What became of them after the war, I do not know. Much the same, he was a fierce warrior, determined to win at any cost. I watched him closely, and I found him too consumed by cruelty. That is why I chose Seawall and Palamedes as my closest confidants, not him. Yet this Galahad still seems devoted to Camelot and the old ways, and he remains just as fierce.
Oh, look who's here! Has the destiny of the South graced my humble abode? That's wonderful news! You have no idea what a favour you've done for the South. Now we'll finally be independent and safe. Because sometimes the best defence is a good offence. We were backed into a corner. You know, it was us or him. First off, he represented Camelot, and we're done with their influence. No more of their wars. Second, after the massacre of One Eye's tribe, his death was convenient for both of us. And when the tribes finally unite and come down from the mountains, there's a good chance they might leave us alone. He figured me out. He knew what I'd discovered, and he wanted to stop me. And trust me, what I found is going to change the South's history. Proof that Camelot is rotten to the core, and that allying with the tribes is the right choice. I didn't plan to tell you, but my one-eyed friend convinced me. Since you took down Galahad, you deserve to know. As a reward for your help, I'll share this secret with you. Here, take this seal. In the sunken village, you'll find the entrance to Seawall's crypt. Everyone knows the story of how the evil druid sealed and flooded the place. It's true. Well, at least part of it. But the real story is why they sealed and flooded it. One Eye broke the old seals and replaced them with his own. If you want to see what Camelot was so desperate to hide, you'll find your answers there. They thought drowning a village would keep it secret. Behind the statue, you'll find where to use the seal. Once you do, you'll see that history is very different from what we've been telling ourselves. If that doesn't convince you that Camelot's foundations are more crap-coloured than tinged with ivory, then nothing will. I won't tell you anything more. I'd hate to spoil the surprise. I'll catch up with you later, and we'll talk. I'm sure you'll understand exactly what I mean.